If you're thinking getting into the high ticket space, or if you're already a high ticket sales rep and you're looking for a better process, a better system, and a framework that's going to work for you, whether you're a setter or a closer, it doesn't even matter at this stage. In this video, I'm going to give you the quick overview on how you can adapt this exact script and framework I'm using so you can make more commission, so you can make more money, close more deals. When you have an initial conversation with any prospect, is very, very crucial to build rapport in the first 5 minutes of that conversation. Because if you are very relaxed, comes across as genuine, comes across as somebody trustworthy, the majority of the rest of the call is going to be the same. But if you come across as you're reading a script, if you come across as unnatural, then the prospect is going to immediately tell, and the resistance is going to be way up that they normally use. Okay, because it's 2025, people are very used to sales calls nowadays. It's not like it was 10 years ago that you can just jump on a Zoom call and close 15K on a single deal. No, that's not even possible right now. It's just people are more aware right now. So let's say, hey, John, good to meet you. And can you hear me okay? Perfect. If they say, how are you, just be normal and say, yeah, just, giving out trouble now, or maybe I'm a little bit sick right now, but I'm getting better. How are you doing? You know? So you want to keep it very casual, very professional at the same time, but also in the same, having that playful tone in your voice. Now, tonality and pacing in sales is going to be the ultimate skill set to make more money and be able to make more sales. Say, cool. Yeah, it looks like you booked a call with me today to about possibly getting X. Is that correct? Yeah. So this is just the only thing that I want you to take out of this initial question is this one. So about possibly getting you X, okay? Because we don't know if we can even help them at this stage yet. So we don't want to guarantee stuff. We don't want to say stuff to say, this is exactly what you're going to get, okay? And this is what I also like to do to test this, if there's anybody else that's a decision maker, you can avoid quite a lot of objections using this question here right away. So if we're waiting for any other decision maker to join the call before we get started, okay, sometimes they might say no, and at the end of the call they might say, oh yeah, just I need to discuss this with my business partner. Say, oh yeah, I thought you said there weren't any. I may be confused. So you can always come back to this and challenge them. I mean, sales is all about being challenging other people. Okay. Now, here's where it's going to differ for you. So if it's a one close call, obviously that's not going to be necessary. If it's a two close call, you can say, hey, here's what the agenda is going to look like. Okay. Just understand a little bit of what you're currently struggling with right now and how we might possibly help. And if it goes online, then I'll book you into a longer call with founder's business partner to walk you through how you can get started. Sounds good? Perfect. Yeah, if not, that's absolutely fine. No worries at all. I'm okay with a no. That's what I say. I'm okay with a no. I'll point you to the right direction so you have everything you need to make sure that you are seeing the right information and taking informative decisions. You can be a little bit creative. So that sets you apart from the rest of the competition that's out there in the remote sales. And you can learn so much from this 5 minutes. And if you really master those quick 5 minutes, you can see a dramatically improvement into your conversations and how you communicate with people. Because at the end of the day, when you have more conversations, you make more offers, you're gonna make more money. Okay, it's all about volume, but also it's sort of about skill set times volume. Okay. And that sets you apart from the rest of the competition. As I said, sets authority, reduces resistance. Okay. And in this part specifically, it's all about tonality. It's all about pacing, controlling the way the things that you say. Okay. Now let's move down to discovery. Here's the thing. I'm going to spend more time in discovery than going through the pitch itself. Because if I'm not 100%, if I'm not feeling 100% that this prospect is someone that needs our help and they want our help, then I'm not going to move on to the next part until I'm satisfied with their answers. Now, this question here always allows me to transition from the frame and building reports to discovery. Just out of curiosity, what made you book a call with us today? Now, here's the thing. If you're a setter, you might call them up on the day before confirmations, and you can even might ask this particular question. Now, if you don't, I always like it to ask it during the call, so we can test them and see how much they know about us, and see how curious they are about us, and what have they seen about us. Because if they have no idea who you are, what you do, they haven't seen your training, your VSL, nothing at all, okay? And you can quickly test that. You can quickly test them if there will be, if it's gonna be worth it. Continue that conversation. Sometimes it depends on how long your VSL, your training, it would be. If it's like a 30-minute, I would just reschedule that call for the rest for the later um for later on the day. So you have to test people just to see if they're here to waste your time, because they might see one of your ads and then they completely forgot about you. They have no idea who you are, what you do. You want to build um more value with them if your marketing doesn't do it for you beforehand. Okay. And if they ask you, oh, you just want to, get a little bit more information what you guys do, and a little bit about the pricing, usually the people that haven't seen your stuff, they ask these questions straight away. I'm not here to waste my time. I just want to know, what is it that you guys doing? How much is it? You need to be quickly adaptable on your responses and how you would overcome this objection right away. Okay. So, anyway, that was it. Yeah, completely understand, James. I mean, look, everybody's different and everybody has a different starting point. We don't have a just a one time, quick fix. With us, we looking into what everybody struggling, and if that's even something that we can help. And we have different packages and solutions for every single person. And for me to understand you a little bit better, I will have to see what's underneath the hood. And if you go to somebody that tells you everything beforehand, and they don't even you know take some time to look what's underneath the hood, just run the opposite way, because they're only trying to sell you something. Am I here to see if how we might possibly help? At the end of the day, if we cannot, I'm more than happy to send you a couple of free resources that you can take your time to go through. And if it makes sense to revisit this in a couple months' time, I'm more than happy to reconnect. Sounds good? So you need to be quickly, you need to be quick, you need to be adaptable, and you need to be natural on your tonality, okay? Because if you get nervous, people can immediately tell that, especially if it's over Zoom, you have your camera on, and then people will completely discard the rest of the conversation. So, and you can set and say, hey, I'm the guy here that's interviewing you. You're not the guy here that's interviewing me, because you're my sales call. I'm not your sales call. You need my help. I don't need your help. Okay. So if you have that kind of mentality, then you're going to do great in sales. Okay. So now we have out of the way, and you don't always need to ask that again. We go deeper into what questions do I need to ask as part of the discovery. Now, here's the thing. Those questions will vary based on your offer, but there's a couple of key questions that you can ask. It doesn't matter what offer, what niche that you're in. And so far, you can use the same script whether you're a closer or whether you're a setter. So far, it applies to you both. Okay. So, yeah, walk me through what you currently do with marketing right now to get more listings. Let's say it's a real estate offer. Okay. They walk you through it. Okay, good. And how's it been working out for you with confused tonality or curious rather tonality? Sorry. And if they say, oh, yeah, it's going well. Well, if it's going well, are you 100% happy with what you do in terms of marketing, or do you feel like you can do better? Everybody feels like they can do better at the end of the day. And if they're 100% happy and they say, oh, yeah, I'm 100% happy with what I have, then why are you here today? Walk me through this. I'm a little bit confused. Okay, so you can challenge them on their answers. Okay, I see. Okay, no problem. But why not doubling down to what you do currently with Facebook ads to reach, more clients and get more listings instead of going through a different direction? I still have that maybe confused the tonality, and my body language and my face expressions shows this throughout the call whilst I'm asking those questions. Okay, depending on what the answers are. Say, okay, got it, and I appreciate your honesty. Always acknowledge them at the end of what they say. If they say something that they wouldn't normally open up to you, okay? And with regards to listings, now this would vary on your offer depending on what you guys sell. And so let's say if you're selling, um, let's see, if you're selling coaching for remote sales closes, okay, got it. And with regards to offers, how many offers did you apply to last month? Okay, got it. So you can see the relevance here. So how many listings did you have last month? Okay. So this is more about to see if they have the finances ready based on what they have closed recently, or how much money do they have? Okay. Okay. What about the month before? Okay. Did those listings close? And you can apply that to your offer right now. And how long has this been an issue for you? You see the pacing and you see the break when I said an issue for you. You need to control your tonality and turn it down a little bit. If you're the kind of person that you're just like me, that your energy levels are usually lower and you're more like self-paced and you want to control your tonality, it would always be just a touch more difficult to bring that energy up. If you are this type of person that has more energy, it usually is way easier to tone it down when it comes to being more excited, and having the right energy input in those questions. Okay, so, and then it will go down. Okay, so it's X amount, the total revenue for the past 2 months. Okay, so is this gross or net after expenses and all that? Okay, got it. Now, in terms of goals, James, in the next 12 months' time, what does that look like if you were to work with, if you're working for a brand, if you were to work with creator, if you're working for a company, if you were to work with us, if you were to work with somebody, attach something to it to make it more personal branding at the end of the day. Okay, I see. And what do you do in terms of X? What do you do now in terms of getting listings a month? And this question might not be always be necessary because we asked them at the beginning. But if they don't give you a answer right now on here, again, maybe that just need to take that off because it's pointless. It's the same question. Okay. Now, so ultimately for you, James, if you were to be able to get those listings figured it out, what's the goal for the company and for you personally? Just give me the exciting ones. Perfect. And the reason that we have this question is not to only figure out what they're looking to get out of the company right now. Also, this question might be similar to the next one, but here we want to see what the personal reasons are as well. Why are they trying to make money for? Are they looking to go on more vacations? Are they looking to create wealth and pass that wealth into the next generation? Are they looking to have an exit strategy as a business? Are they looking to, make money because they want to take care of their family? So we want to add those personal touches in in this question as well. Okay. And then go to a little bit deeper. Okay, so if you were able to implement a system and a process in your business to help you get to X outcome, do you feel like you want to implement this system as soon as possible? Okay. And again, this is just for us to test them if they're serious about it, if they're not serious about it. Now, here's the game changer. And if you're a closer, you should definitely apply pre-handling objections into your after your discovery phase, because it's gonna almost 10x your commissions. Before, I used to do the opposite. I used to avoid pre-handling objections because I didn't know the obvious, and then I was just going through the entire page and then going through objections. But as soon as I started in going through the pre-handling objections, I can challenge them instead of they challenge me when it comes to the end of the conversation. Okay. So say, yeah, I mean, why now though, James? Why not, just push it down the line? Because, James, you have for the last 5 years. Pause. You see the silence, how powerful that is? If you add that silence in your questioning, you're going to be way more successful. And then let that sink in. Let that sink in because they're going to challenge themselves now. And then next, we're gonna go through. Are you sure you're ready for a change that can and actually make a shift for to get those results, to get to 5 listings a month? Are you see how my tonality changed when I said actually, right? So, and again, silence. If you ask those 3 questions and add silence at the end of the question, it's gonna be way more powerful. Okay. And the third question is, would you be open for some guidance and support from the experts that we have to really help you get to 5 listings a month? Now, how you want to ask this question, I don't care if you say, would you be open or would you be against or would you be opposed to? Because people tend to say no more often than yes. It's entirely up to you. So you can change that. You can have a different having worded differently. Okay. And then you can go to transition into your pitch. Okay. So this is based on up until here, you can keep the same things, whether you're a setter or a closer. This particular one, if you're a closer, you're going to make way more money as a closer when you challenge the prospects by pre-handling objections, because after the pitch, you're going to present the price, and whatever objection they gave you at the end, you can come back to this exact answers they gave you. Because you should always remember this. Go through your initial objection handling. I'm not saying you shouldn't do objection handling, but with your objection handling, you can attach the things, the emotions, the frames, the answers they gave you with your objection handling to make it way more powerful. And also, that's one-on-one persuasion. And this is how you can become a better salesperson overall. And then you can transition into your pitch. So, okay, well, James, based on what you told me so far, I do feel like we can really help and to come up with a custom game plan for you. Do you have anything that you can take a couple notes on as I go through this with you? Always have them to participate with you. I feel like, and I see this on my daily course as well. When you have people participate in the pitch with you, you have them more on board and more engaged into the conversation. It would really varies on how big the pitch is going to be. Okay, we shouldn't aim to make this too long, especially if it's a 30-minute call. Okay, even a 45-minute call, we can always fast track sometimes. It would really depend on how serious they come on board. Sometimes you can see prospects, they know all about you, they're ready to go. So you don't have to sell them again into the product because they're already pre-sold. Say, yeah, let me just, I see that you're a great fit, and I believe that you will do great with what we have here at X. I won't give you the full, um, breakdown because I feel like you're this kind of person. If I give them, the quick summary of what it is, you're gonna do great. I'm gonna personally speak up with closer name to make sure that you have been taken care of and see when we can get you started. That's it. Simple as that. So yeah, going through the pitch, your pillars, anything that you go to usually, and then I usually say this question: do you feel this is the answer to what you're looking for, James? Silence. Okay. Why? What stood out for you the most? Or a better question I can ask is, okay, which part did resonate with you the most out of everything that I went through? Was it the strategy? Was it the, testimonials, the outcomes, or how we've taken other people to where you want to be? Amazing. Because now you can leverage that information at the end of the conversation. And here's the thing, when it comes to testimonials, I don't want to advocate testimonials because also in the States, there is a policy around testimonials and guarantees and things things of nature like that. So I always have a disclaimer, say, hey, you know, I want to be super clear with this and highlight this. Somebody else's success is not going to be your success in the next 30 days. I can show you all the successes that other people have with us, but this is not something that it can apply to you right away. Every person is different. Every business is different. Every market is different. So I want to make sure that what you're seeing, yes, it has a positive, um, you know, people like us because we give them results at the end of the day, but it will be completely dependent on your implementations. And even then, there's going to be some element of luck as well. Having said that, if you follow the exact steps that founder's name has, you will be successful. Here's the exact things that took him to be in the top or making X amount a month in 30 days and working 10 hours, 15 hours a week. Okay? Amazing. I always want to say a disclaimer around testimonials. And then you can go deeper, say, and again, that's depending on your offer, depending on you never lie to people. If you're not speaking with anywhere from 30 to 50 people every day, then you shouldn't say that. I understand when you want to have that scarcity, but also add the real numbers. Okay. So if you're talking to 10 people a day, just say 10. We're talking to about 10 people every single day. We're very high in demand right now. And this is not something, just to random numbers to throw out there, but to tell you that we are serious and everybody that wants to work with us. And if we do seem them a good fit, you're gonna be offered a place to work with us as well. Sounds good? And that's it. And if it's a too close call, you should always double down. And this is a mistake I used to make up until recently when it comes to finances, which I'm gonna go through this in a minute. So we want to make sure. Now, usually people, if it's a setting call, you shouldn't say, you shouldn't even discuss about financing, and I feel like they're right because usually I'm more. It's gonna be less time consuming to do the setting over the phone rather than a too close call because a lot of these things can be done in a one close call scenario. So you don't have to do this way. But if your company is doing this way, I'm sharing you what I know and what I've personally seen through my own experience. Okay, I'm not saying this is what you should do, but if your company does this way, then you can take from my experience and apply that, and so you can make more money. Okay, when it comes to finances, one of the companies that I'm working for, they say, we want all of our setters to say to double down on financing before we book them into the closest calendar. And I want to make sure that everybody who's coming on board, they're very serious, they're going to show up and all that. Having said that, if you're going to tell them the price, um, a lot of people, they're going to have the expectation they're going to pay 15,000 on the next call, which is where I come from, and I don't particularly agree with that process. But again, who are you to tell them otherwise? So if your programs are customized based on what they need, I would just give them a ball figure, a range, and say, hey, usually people are coming on board with us, invest thousands to get on work to work with us on a one-to-one. I want to be totally clear with you that we're only looking for serious people that are ready to go. They're not fluff, they're not 50%, and they're not really, if they're not sure about it, I'm here to give you the best customer service you can possibly have. But ultimately, if I book you into closest name calendar, I want to make sure that you 1,000% that this is for you, so we can get your game plan started and get you started, so we are one step closer to see the results that you want to see. Okay, so double down on this now. And again, if you're a closer, this doesn't apply to you. If you're using a one close call strategy, you can go straight into your pitch, and here's how much it costs, and then go into your objection handling at the end. Okay, so if you have multiple offers, that's going to be even better, because now you can sell to multiple different starting points. Not every single person has 5 to 15K to invest right away. If you have more offers, you're going to make, if you have more products, you're going to make more offers. And by default, if you make more offers, you're going to make more money, because you can present the same person on different products. Okay, makes sense? So here's how you can make more money as well. And as I said before, when it comes to objection handling, you should always do your usual objection handling. If it's more like a money issue or the value issue, you should identify. If it's a value issue, you should never go deeper into objection handling until you solve the value first. If they don't see the value, there's no point into doing anything else until you actually solve the value. Okay, say, yeah, totally get it. I mean, is it more like a money issue for you, or you just simply don't see the value in what we do? Straight away, just to see if it's a small screen, or if it's just the actual reason that they want to proceed. Okay, so if it's value, yeah, totally get it. I mean, from everything we discussed, what do you feel more resonated with the most? Was it the service, the systems, or results that we bring in for other people as well? Now, here's the thing: why that is so powerful, because now they're gonna sell you what they want. They're going to tell you exactly what they don't want, or maybe they haven't seen yet, or maybe the things that you have said, you might have not included to the things what they want. Okay, so I'll give you an example. If you have presented everything, but you have missed out the one-on-one, the group calls, and they say, oh yeah, I want some more support, and but you guys don't offer one-on-ones or group calls, and say, James, I want to apologize that I completely missed that out from when I went through this with you. We do actually, sometimes it can be those little things that can change the whole thing, and say, oh, yeah, okay, that's fine then. Perfect. Okay, no matter what their answer is, ask them with a confused tonality. Because if it's not a value, it's always going to be price. Okay. And say, Naeem, I'm a bit confused when you said you related with X and you don't see the value. What do you mean by that? Because you specifically said to me earlier on, and you can go back to the pre-handling objections. This is why it's so powerful to have pre-handling objections into your conversation, So once you go into your objection handling, you can leverage that and then push that back to them so they have to sell you now. Okay. And 9 times out of the 10 is going to be a price issue. But you want to make sure that we get them across the finish line, right? So they see the future version of themselves, that they're doing 5 listings a month. They're making the money they want to be making. They're going to on the vacations they want to be going to. But to be able to achieve and become this person, what things do we need to do to get to that? Okay. So sometimes you have to future pace conversations with them to portray what elements and what skills do they need to have to become the new version of James making 5 listings a month, which is 20,000, 30,000 a month. Okay. So we have to identify that. So you should probably handle this objection earlier in the conversation. If they tell you anything related, I don't have time, money, or partner objection, I totally get it. Not everybody's in the best possible position when it comes to making decisions. And, matter of fact, most of our clients, when it comes to we're in the same position as you are right now. And the only time that gets better when you take the jump. I mean, having said that, what do we have saved on the side for you to invest in your business right now? So we are one step closer to get you to the 5 listings a month and build that consistency for you. Super straightforward, super authentic, and say, hey, I'm here to help you if you're here to help yourself in the first place. So, what are we working on to begin with? Okay, so let's see. Now, if your company says specifically, we don't want you to be booking anybody into the closest calendar if they have 2K, 1K, anything under than that, we can downsell them into the low ticket, into the mid ticket, or maybe you have a $497 package or offer or a mid ticket, right? So you can downsell them to that. And here's how I would personally go around this and say, totally get it, James. I mean, the 5 to 15K isn't the right fit for everybody starting out. Everybody has a different starting point. You previously told me why this is so important to you. That you have been struggling with this issue over the last 5 years. And if a solution was presented, you are in a position to move forward, right? Pause. Cool. And for that reason, we have built an extension of our main program, which is called, what is the name of the low ticket, of the mid ticket, and here's what it called, and here's what it includes. It costs $497 one-time payment. You get access for this for life, and you get access to the exact systems, the pre-built, and you go through what the low ticket has and what it hasn't. Okay. And then say, yeah, which card would you like to get started with today? Always assume close to make more deals. So this is way more powerful. So you can apply this whether you're a closer as well. And you can always end the questioning. Say, yeah, which card would you like to get started with today? Sometimes they're going to just give you a pushback and say, I see the value. It's just still a little of money. Here's the thing. If somebody is still struggling to pay $500, I will objection handle twice. And if that's still an issue, I'll just move on to the next call because I don't want to waste my time on brokies. Here's the thing. We are very serious about this. If they're not serious about if they're on the call, they're not serious to really make a change. And if you go through the whole thing and they still don't want to make a change, that's entirely up to them. Some people, they're so stuck up in their own processes, they don't know all the ways, they refuse to make a change, they refuse to be successful and to be that person that makes 5 listings a month consistently and making $30,000 every single month. So always assume the close, and you're always going to make more deals by doing so. Okay, because people, they want a little bit more push to be able to make a final decision. If they still say no and the gut goes up, again, that means the prospect either they have not been warmed up enough with the resources, who you are, they haven't consumed enough of what you do. Um, that's called the nurturing, and you cannot sell a person that's either not understand of buying, or the issue is not big enough, or maybe they just actually don't have the money. Okay, so you have to ask yourself, does that even worth my time going through it? Sometimes, not always time. And also feel free to ask if it's more like funds that's in the way right now, you just don't see the value. That's always going to be something that you can introduce into your pitching, the things that you're going to ask. Because ultimately, you want to be natural, you want to be conversational, but also don't go too far off your script, so you can always have a way to come back to your script. Okay. Next thing to say, okay, totally getting name. I mean, when would it make more sense for you to revisit this conversation when you're in a better position financially? Just to see if that's even in the couple things. Because I had prospects that I said, yeah, I actually am getting paid on Monday. Give me a call on Monday and get this started. Yeah, we can do that. That's a proper follow up. Now, if you're gonna have follow ups on prospects, you already know they're gonna ghost you. That's what's the whole point of doing that? You learn your authority, and you're not positioned in the marketplace as somebody who has something valuable if they don't see it in the first place. Okay. And then you go, okay, let me just go through, book your meeting with XYZ. This is gonna, just to let you know, there's gonna be a 60 minutes or it's gonna be a 90 minutes. I've got 3 o'clock and 4 o'clock. Which one works for you the best? And say perfect. And are there any other decision makers? Can you let me know if you have received the link, and making sure that you are showing up on the call? Because you know, because we are so high in demand, we actually blacklist people, and we don't want to uh, talk with somebody who is not serious and they're not ready to go and actually make a change, as soon as possible and as soon as they see, um, the opportunity for themselves. And if it feels like on the next call, 100%, you can do that with closer name. So double confirm they're showing up on the call, but you should always do day before confirmations, same day confirmations anyway as a setter, if that is your job title. And here's what other things you can say. You can break the ice. Hey, name, is there any reason besides, a zombie apocalypse that you cannot make it on day and time? Haha. So here's the exact thing, the exact framework, the exact script I am using, and you can apply to. You can make it your own based on your own offer. Some of these questions might need a little bit more adjustment based on what you sell, but the concept, the foundation of the script remains the same whether you're a setter or a closer, because you still need to have and build rapport, and have a warming welcoming. You still have to have a qualified discovery and build pain throughout that process, and also have the pre-handling objections process inside of your system, so you can avoid most of the objections at the end of the conversation, but also use the information they give you to back up your objection handling process. Okay, because you can be 10 out of 10 in objection handling. It's gonna feel like it's more work. You're gonna put more energy to it if you don't have enough bullets to help you with it. And then you go through the transitioning to the script, to the pitch, sorry, and then go through the disclaimer. I always have disclaimers on, whether you have, 1,000 testimonials. I always want to have disclaimer on around testimonials specifically, and everything else, and is part of your offer. So hope you find this helpful. And if you're looking to work with me on a one-on-one and also get access to this and way more things, as you can see on the side, I'm going to leave a link below for you to check this out. And I'm going to see you in the next one.